Honorable Chairman, my name is John P. Cosase, counsel for Mr. Mawanda. Mr. Mawanda and the Mawanda family.
Honorable Chairman, my name is Abbas Kajoba Mawanda.
Honorable Chairman, my name is Chintu Idris Sekulima, son of late Haji Ahmada Sekulima.
Late Haji?
Late Haji Ahmada Sekulima.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I'm Musana Simon. I'm counsel for Mr. Sempa Augustine Musana.
Honorable Chair, I am Augustine Sempa Musana, complainant and at the same time witness to plot 10 Bombo Road.
Honorable members and the chair, I'm called Richard Musana. I'm an accounting consultant and also a co-director with Mr. A.S. Musana regarding property on plot 10, Bombo Road. Thanks.
Honorable Chair, I am Irene Julu, member of the Divestiture Committee, Custodian Board.
Thank you, members. I'm Honorable Ibrahim Kasozi Vidiwawa, Member of Parliament representing Makinde East constituency. I'm the Vice Chairperson of Cosase and the Chairperson of the subcommittee, which is investigating the anomalies in the repossession of departed Asian properties. Our lead counsel is Honorable Seleko Muhammad. Is going to take us through. However, members, it has come to our attention that some of the witnesses required to appear before this committee are wantonly refusing to appear on the premise on the premise that they filed a constitutional petition challenging these proceedings. I want to clarify as follows. Filing a constitutional petition or any other court matter when an inquiry of Parliament has started does not result in automatic halting of the proceedings of the committee. This committee or Parliament, for that matter, has not received any injunction or court order staying these proceedings. The committee is alive to the fact that cancellation of titles under the law is preserved of the High Court of Uganda and has not made any such recommendation. However, the petitioners have engaged in conjecture and presumption to assume what will be a committee recommendation. This has been previously interrogated by the Constitutional Court in the cases of Miriam Matembe and two others versus Attorney General Constitutional Petition number 2 of 2005, where the Constitutional Court held that this court must be on its guard to avoid premature adjudications and entanglement in abstract or speculative disputes between potential petitioners in ganging the fitness of any issue before it for judicial adjudication. It went ahead to say that this court should not be involved in uncertain or contingent future events which may or may never occur at all. It will only intervene in a correct excesses or abuse. It is also vital for the judicial processes of this country that this court must see that the petitioners have exhausted all the constitutional available remedies before seeking protection and adjudication from it. Indeed, citing in approval of the Supreme Court in a Constitutional Appeal number 1 of 1997, Attorney General versus Major General David Tinyefunza, the Constitutional Court went on to hold that The executive and the executive and the legislature must be left to perform their constitutional duties without undue interference from the courts. This would also guard against the overzealous litigants from dragging these government organs to court prematurely each time a bill is tabled in Parliament. There is a need to avoid unnecessary obstruction of the conduct of the affairs of state. We are mindful of the mandate of the court to ensure that the legislature complies with the legislative procedure of Parliament to keep it on a constitutional track. However, this must be done within the constitutionally recognized parameters. In the result, we hold that this petition is speculative, premature, and misconceived. When you look at the case of Independent Jamaica Council for Human Rights, 1998, and others versus Honorable Silinja Masho and the Attorney General of Jamaica, Privy Council Appeal Number 41 of 2004. We therefore hold the view that the instant petition is speculative, ill-conceived, presumption, and as such bad in law. But we shall leave this matter to determination of the appropriate court. The parliamentary lawyers, they are going to handle that in court. So they will give us what will have happened there. As such, we shall give all witness one more chance, and after that, we shall evoke our powers under Article 90 of the Constitution of Uganda and Rule 205 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament of Uganda. In relation to the purported sub judice, that is preserve of the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament to determine under Rule 75 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament of Uganda, not any lawyer or witness, and until we receive this guidance, we shall continue with our inquiry. The rules of procedure emanate from Article 1994 of the Constitution of Uganda, and as such, their violation is a violation of that article. When you read that article, you will really appreciate why we have to proceed. Also, the Constitutional Court decision in consolidated the constitutional petitions number 305103749 of 2018 of Honorable Karuhanga Kafureka Gerald, Uganda Law Society, Mabiri Izmare, Prosper Sinje, and Abaine Bulejea versus the Attorney General, Honorable Mr. Remy Kasule, Honorable Mr. Chebroni Barishaki, and Honorable Lady Justice Elizabeth Musoke. Therefore, the inquiry being conducted by the subcommittee is perfectly within the four corners of the Constitution, the National Audit Act, and the Assets of Departed Asians Act. We are well aware of our reach in terms of matters already decided upon by court. We intend not to infringe on the independence of the judiciary, but we shall not permit anybody to contempt Parliament by not appearing at this inquiry. For clarity, we intend not to interrogate any matter that was decided by the judiciary. With that, members, I want to appreciate that there is no any law or any citation which we can say it can stop those brothers of ours who has petitioned the Constitutional Court trying to stop this committee to proceed. And I want to caution them that unless they appear, but we shall use all the measures available to make them appear, which include from banning them from traveling outside the country, not until they are here, and others, as the Speaker did mention yesterday. So I think it is in their interest that they should appear before the committee to explain what they have. If someone asks you, is this car yours? What you have to prove is by bringing a logbook to show that this is my car. But you don't run to court, say, somebody has asked me whether my car is mine, so the court should determine whether my car is mine. So what we need from them, that they repossessed those properties which is under their management prudently. If indeed they think that they are right, let them come before this committee, they bring their evidence, then we shall move on. But this issue of, darling, going to court to see that they hide behind the court to defeat justice, I think this parliament won't allow that to happen. With that, members, I will call in the lead counsel to lead us in this session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, before us are the various witnesses, and one question I have to pose is whether you are privy to the previous petitions that were had in court. Were you? Were you part of the previous petitions that were had in court? You said you're the lawyer.
There is a suit. There was a suit brought by Temagalo Tea Estates against Abbas Mawanda and the members of his family, his brother-in-law, Idris Chintu, and his wife. That matter, yes, we are party to it. There was a ruling. That case was dismissed, but they have filed an appeal. So the appeal has not been fixed. But we were, yes, Mr. Mawanda, Mr. Chintu, and Mr. Chintu's sister are defendants in that suit.
Do you have the copy of the judgment?
Your honorable member, yes, I have it. Unfortunately, I didn't carry it with me today because we received this notice to attend at a very short notice. But I have the ruling.
So there is an appeal an appeal, and you've been served the notice of appeal and all other documents.
Yes, we have been served.
Was this matter decided on a technicality or on its merit?
On a technicality, it was dismissed for being barred by time. It was brought out of time. We had filed different objections, but that one was on that technicality, that the suit was brought out of time.
I still have other questions to ask you. So an application for notice to appeal was made, and have you had the date set for the appeal proceeding?
No, it hasn't been set.
Maybe Chair also. By the time you appeared before the Bamagemerere Commission, was this matter still ongoing in court or it had been concluded?
Actually, they filed it while the hearing at the Bamagemerere Commission was proceeding. When they began with the Commission of Inquiry at the Bamagemerere Commission.
No, I mean by the time they appeared before the Bamagemerere Commission, was the matter still ongoing in court or it had been concluded?
It had not yet been filed.
When did they last appear before the Bamagemerere Commission?
It was 2018, 2019. Yeah.
Please answer the question. When did they file? Was it before the Bamagemerere proceedings or during or after?
It was during.
During.
Yes.
So which came first? The
Bamagemerere Commission.
So your evidence was you first appeared before Justice Bamagemerere?
Yes,
and then later they filed a suit against you when those proceedings were going on?
Yes.
So last year he never appeared before the Bamagemerere Commission, to the best of your knowledge? Yes, no.
You are saying whether the plaintiff who
Mzee Mawanda. Last year he did not appear anywhere before the Montgomery Commission.
he did. I don't remember whether it was 2019 or it was 2019. He appeared before Mr. Mawanda appeared before the Montgomery Commission.
So
Maybe the question should be, when he appeared, had the matter been filed in court, or it had not yet been filed in court?
Had not been filed yet.
It hadn't been
It
filed.
hadn't been filed.
Legal counsel.
maybe.
Honorable
So
Panel.
the appeal the appeal on dismissal was on a technicality or on a merit?
On technicality.
So it has not been heard on a merit.
It has not been, because it was dismissed on a technicality. The appeal is that ruling should be overturned so that the matter can now be heard on merit.
So it has never been heard on its merits.
It has not been heard on merit.
So we can take them on its merits.
Legal counsel. You can give us your opinion.
My opinion, Mr. Chairman.
I mean, legal counsel before the legal counsel comes in. Legal counsel of the committee. Then you come in.
Honorable Chairman, I have read the ruling of His Lordship Justice Eudias Katerima, and the matter was dismissed on a technicality, that it was filed out of time, and if I'm saying anything wrong, counsel can correct me. It was filed out of time, which therefore means, as we stand, there is no matter before court or to hear it on its merits.
No,
There is no matter, and is confirming.
correct.
As such, the matter cannot be sub judice. A non-existent matter cannot be interpreted to be sub judice.
No, it is not sub judice.
It's not sub judice. Yeah.
So, if it's in your opinion that it's not sub judice, then we will go on to examine you on the merits of the matter.
Yes.
Is that your opinion?
That's my opinion.
Very good. Thank you very much. Question number 1, how did you come to own this land?
Counsel.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon, Honorable.
How did you come to own this land? How did your client come to own this land?
Mr. Basmawanda bought that land from the estate of the late Haji Ahmed Sekulima. So it was owned by the late Haji Ahmed Sekulima, who was killed around 1981. So 1983, yes. Okay, actually he's here. So his children, including Mr. Idris Chintu, took out letters of administration and owned the land. They later sold it to Mr. Basmawanda.
But counsel, as you are giving your submission, I want to remind you that this is an accountability committee based on evidence. So I would prefer that for the good of the committee and to appreciate what you are submitting, if whatever you are submitting would be followed with some evidence so that we can appreciate that.
Yes, Honorable Chairman, we have the documents and many others who have all that, but we were given short notice. Actually, Mr. Mawanda and Mr. Idris got to know about this meeting this morning because I was given a call yesterday by Mr. Opio to look for them. By the time I got them, it was too late. It was this morning. So given time, we shall supply all the information we are giving. We have evidence, we shall supply that evidence. Every submission we are making. So given time, all that evidence will be supplied because it is the evidence we are using in court too.
Proceed.
Proceed with your submission.
Yes, Honorable Lead Counsel, I was saying, this land, you're asking how Mr. Mawanda came to own it.
Yes.
He bought it from the estate of the late Haji Ahmed Sekulima.
Sekulima.
Musajja tagayibwa.
Sekulima, Sekulima.
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 Ahmed.
Musajja tagayibwa.
Sekulima. Sekulima.
Okay. And how did he make, can you tell us how he made the transactions that are there, including entries that were made, re-entries that were made?
Mr. Mawanda bought the land as one piece, 366 acres, one title. There was no encumbrance. The lease that there was had expired.
Chair,
366.
Procedure, Chair.
Procedure takes precedence, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Just for record purposes, Chair, I'm Itungo Nathan. I represent the people of Kashal South in Imbara District, and I'm a member of this subcommittee.
I beg your pardon?
My name is Itungo Nathan. I represent the people of Kashal South in Imbara District, and I'm a member of this subcommittee. Chair, the procedure matter I'm raising, you have already made it clear that this is an accountability committee based on evidence. And from his submission, we do not have any evidence on his submission. So I don't know whether we are proceeding well by just listening to his statements when he has not made any submission. And I don't know that we can take his submission genuine or legal accepted without the evidence.
Members, the counsel to the witness has stated it clearly that they received the information a bit late, and the witness himself got to know the information that he has to appear before this committee in the, today in the morning. What I would request that the clerk can devise means so that with the documents they have, they can get photocopies as we are submitting. We can use the parliamentary thing, we get photocopies, and you go with your original if it doesn't cause any harm to you. Council.
Chair, we have had so many scenarios where witnesses produce documents, and then after scrutinizing the same documents, we find there are some issues for clarification. So in this matter, how are we going to...
Members, for the good of the committee, I will stand stand the proceeding for the next 10 minutes so that the clerk can photocopy the documents so that members can ably follow what is going on. The clerk and the council, they can go and photocopy using our committee and photocopy whatever they have, they go and proceed.
Honorable Chairman, we do what we carry may not be enough. Because we do
that one which you have, then the other documents which you shall feel that is necessary, you will submit it before or after the meeting. You submit it to the clerk of Parliament.
But that also, Honorable Chairman, that also requires that we get to know what the committee wants from the witness.
We shall let
so
you
that
know.
We can go and compile.
We shall let you know so far what you have. Don't you have any document which you feel we can have a look at it as we are presenting?
It will do, Honorable Chairman. Again,
because you said in your submission that you have documents, the reason as to why that means, you know, it was a short time, and you could not photocopy more documents to come with them. But we needed all the documents pertaining to the transaction of that land, because as you are aware, in this matter, you've been there. We think that the government has lost money in the way which we feel that you can help the committee either to stem on what you would have submitted, either to recover that money or to know how we can conclude this matter, because it has drailed for years.
That's why, Honorable Chairman, if we can be given, in summary, what is expected of us, then we are given time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. Then we go and compile, then actually including answering the questions of Parliament. Right now, if we proceed like this, and
members,
we do request that you give us, in summary, what is expected of us, and then given time to compile it.
Okay, basically this committee wants to know how you acquired this land, when you acquired this land, by the time entries and re-entries were made, were there any encumbrances on this land? Did you give the notice both to the leasee and the departed Asians custodian board? If you did so, show us that proof. And then you explain to us how you made the transfer to Amos Nze. The issue therein is as to whether there were encumbrances before transfers were made. And give us particularly the facts as of the search that you could have conducted in 2017, that was conducted in December 2017. So by that time, the exchanges that were made, we really want to see the transcender of how those transactions came to be and how you probably disregarded the person whose sublease was still running.
Members, I think we have two options before we come in. We have two options for our witness to proceed, to submit, and later they come up with the documents, or we give them more time to go and prepare those documents so that they can submit it before the date we shall adjourn to, so that members can go through those documents, then they come and appear before this committee.
Thank you, Chair. Also, it would be of great value to this honorable committee if the honorable council into this matter avails us with the title in respect of property comprised in my register, volume 169, folio 12, 366 acres at Temagalo, Bosiro. Because Honorable Chair, it's like this land is parceled into very many pieces. So, in particular, if they can raise that one, if they can avoid us that mother title.
Members, it's because the point you was raising is pertinent and was among those documents we would have requested, but I had requested members that we have two options. Which one should we take?
Thank you, Chair. You see, Chair, at times when we take decisions as a committee or as individuals, people think either we have hurriedly taken decisions or we have taken decisions with bias. Now, if they submit those photocopies and they photocopy and we start perusing through the documents as they submit, either we shall miss reading or we shall miss listening. So my opinion would be, Chair, that they have given them a clue of what they should submit in your statement. So, Chair, I'm suggesting that we give them time, they go and prepare, they submit documents before they appear, we take our time, we read through, then we're able to ask them questions when they are submitting. That's my request, Chair.
Seconded.
Honorable Itungo. Honorable Kahonda, sorry.
Chair, I was seconding what Honorable Tungo proposed because this Temagalo issue, it has been on. It involves a lot of money. Where government spent billions and billions, and especially the matter that we are on now, the family that is involved, they also have to clear their name. Therefore, I would second what Honorable Itungo proposed, that they go, prepare, read council gave them the list, and any other document that could be relevant to the same matter that you think can be of help to you, such that they submit in time for us to peruse through, such that at the time when they are appearing, we do more of listening than listening and when we are cross-checking with the documents. Thank you.
Thank you, members. I want to appreciate that indeed the reason why I think they got the information late, I think we had a problem in tracing their contacts, how they can reach, the invitation could reach them in time. But it's good now that we have them, and I'd request them to leave their contact with our clerk, so that in any situation when we need to contact you, we can able to reach you in time. With that, members, having realized that we need to look into those documents before the date, I would direct them to submit all the relevant documents pertaining that matter within 1 week's time. Then the members can have that opportunity to go through those documents and request that you give us 12 files for 12 members on the committee. 12 files for 12 members on the committee, so that each member can go with a file. Yeah, and now it should be 13 files, because the custodian board, they need to correlate with the information they have. They should also have one. Thereafter, I think we can be able to meet and deliberate positively. I therefore adjourn this matter within this session up to 1st April 2020 at 10 a.m. With that, I would like to appreciate you for registering your attendance, and I wish you well as you're going back home. But we should learn not to be fooled. So they'll appear then.